Hi, this is Morgana, and I'll take those off. This is so sad. So my father has Alzheimer's. His brother had it before him. My dad held out a lot longer. It was 20 more years before he got sick, and I think that's just because he lived really healthy, ran a lot. And what's so hard is that, yeah, he's always been so smart. He's always been the caretaker to everybody. He's always relied on his smarts. All of his lawyer friends would take me aside and tell me, your father is really brilliant. And I was like, yeah, I know. I mean, he was getting me to speak like an attorney at 3 years old. And he's disappearing. And it's really, it's a mixed bag. Like, it gives me time. It's not like this sudden somebody snatched out of your life with no warning. But it's also awful. Just the slowness of it and seeing a grown human being become like a child. And so I wanted to share this because it's going on for me right now. I want to see my dad today, and I've just heard he's like really bad, which, the last several times that I've taken him out, he seemed great, upbeat, but it's like a very large 4-year-old, which is weird when he's this brilliant brainiac, attorney, philosopher, smarty pants, So what I wanted to talk about is, being in the personal development field. Oh, I should be looking at the camera right there. Okay, there's the camera. You're going to hear a lot of bullshit. Like, it's impossible to feel gratitude and fear at the same time. It's impossible to feel gratitude and grief at the same time. It's impossible to feel gratitude and rage at the same time. Bull fucking shit. Of course it's possible. We are complex human beings. Anybody who says that it's not possible to feel two completely opposed feelings at the same time has a really, really limited emotional palette, or more likely, a really, really limited capacity for self-awareness. So I am looking this week at a White House, our representation of our country, our White House is talking about cocksucking. What? And talking about killing tens of millions of people as if that's normal. No. And treating climate change like it's up for debate. And I'm thinking, wow, we could let the entire human race die because a few people don't want to give equal rights to blacks and women. Is weird. Like, imagine that for an epitaph for all the accomplishment of the human race. And at the same time that I feel all those things, I feel gratitude for my dad. I feel gratitude for my home. I feel gratitude for living here, and I was raised on law. My dad was teaching me constitutional law as a toddler. So, like, I never knew how much I loved this framework until I started to see it go. And I look at this planet, and it is currently right now the Garden of Eden. The book, the interpretation of the Bible got it all wrong. We live in this lush, fertile paradise that has always fed us more than we needed. And we are changing that, which is crazy to me, but we are actually changing that. We live in the Garden of Eden now. And Genesis is not a history, it's a cautionary tale. Where I'm reading about in Africa that, the wars are because we're destroying the environment and the food supply there. And we're working on doing that around the planet. There's still time to change it. So I feel lucky and grateful and amazed at the miracle that I got to live at a time where the earth is still habitable, where my garden in Long Beach is handing me organic fruits more than I can eat every day, persimmons, oranges, whatever else wants to grow. That, as I was saying a couple days ago, trees grow like weeds. I mean, and I get to swim in the ocean. And so we do live in paradise now. And I feel grateful for that. And I feel grief. I feel so much grief. Saying goodbye is hard. And it's not just my dad. My grandparents are reaching end of life too. This is universal. If you haven't gone through it yet, you will. It's part of life. It's part of love, but it's hard. And that's where I am today. And I think I covered what I wanted to say. So thank you for sharing this with me and being on this path with me. Love to you all. Namaste.